For decades, the skies over Europe have been patrolled by one of the most iconic aircraft in the U.S. military arsenal, the F-15E Strike Eagle. This formidable fighter bomber has played a pivotal role in NATO operations, deterrence missions, and global security. But now, the U.S. Air Force has announced a significant shift in its strategic posture. Plans are underway to withdraw these legendary jets from their forward operating bases in the United Kingdom. The F-15E Strike Eagle has called the United Kingdom home since the 1990s. These jets have been stationed at RAF Lakenheath, a key U.S. Air Force base located in Suffolk, England. For years, RAF Lakenheath has served as a hub for American airpower in Europe, a critical node in NATO's integrated defense network. However, recent developments suggest that this long-standing arrangement may soon come to an end. According to official announcements, the U.S. Air Force intends to phase out the deployment of F-15E from the UK. This decision reflects broader changes in U.S. military strategy, driven by advancements in technology, evolving geopolitical threats, and budgetary considerations. While no specific timeline has been publicly disclosed, insiders indicate that the withdrawal could begin within the next few years. To understand why this move matters, we need to take a closer look at the F-15E Strike Eagle itself. Nicknamed the Mudhen for its ability to operate effectively in all weather conditions, the F-15E is a dual-role aircraft designed for both air superiority and ground attack missions. Equipped with advanced avionics, precision-guided munitions, and unparalleled speed, the Strike Eagle has proven indispensable in conflicts ranging from Desert Storm to Afghanistan. Its versatility makes it a cornerstone of U.S. airpower. Yet, despite its storied history, the F-15E is showing signs of age. With production having ceased years ago, maintaining the fleet has become increasingly costly. Moreover, newer platforms like the F-35 Lightning II are poised to assume many of the roles currently performed by the Strike Eagle. As militaries around the world modernize their arsenals, the writing appears to be on the wall for older aircraft like the F-15E. So, where does this leave the U.S. Air Force? The answer lies in the transition to fifth-generation fighters like the F-35. Unlike the F-15E, which relies heavily on brute force and traditional tactics, the F-35 incorporates stealth technology, cutting-edge sensors, and network-centric warfare capabilities. In essence, it represents the future of aerial combat. This shift isn't just about replacing old planes with new ones. It's about redefining how wars are fought. Fifth-generation fighters enable commanders to gather real-time intelligence, coordinate with allied forces, and strike targets with pinpoint accuracy, all while remaining undetected by enemy radar. For the U.S. Air Force, deploying the F-35 in Europe signifies a commitment to staying ahead of potential adversaries. But what does this mean for the United Kingdom specifically? Analysts suggest that the withdrawal of F-15E could signal a recalibration of America's military footprint in Europe. Rather than maintaining large numbers of aircraft permanently stationed abroad, the Pentagon seems to favor a more flexible approach. Rotating units in and out of the region is needed. This strategy allows for rapid response without the logistical burden of maintaining permanent infrastructure. At the same time, the departure of the F-15E raises questions about the UK's role in NATO. As one of the alliance's most important members, Britain has consistently supported U.S. military operations. Losing the F-15E might not diminish this partnership entirely, but it could alter the dynamics of cooperation moving forward. Will the UK step up to fill the void left by the departing jets? Or will other NATO allies bear the brunt of increased responsibilities? The relationship between the United States and the United Kingdom has always been central to Western security architecture. From World War II to the Cold War and beyond, the two nations have stood side by side in defending shared values and interests. The presence of U.S. forces in the UK underscores this enduring partnership. Even as the F-15Es prepare to depart, there's little doubt that collaboration will continue in other forms. In fact, RAF Lakenheath is already undergoing extensive upgrades to accommodate the arrival of F-35 squadrons. Once complete, the base will serve as a launching pad for next-generation operations across Europe. Far from signaling a retreat, the withdrawal of the F-15E represents an evolution, a necessary adaptation to meet the challenges of tomorrow. Of course, the implications of this decision extend far beyond the borders of the UK. In an era defined by great power competition, every move counts. China's rise, Russia's aggression, and instability in the Middle East demand constant vigilance. By reallocating resources and focusing on emerging technologies, the U.S. aims to maintain its edge on multiple fronts simultaneously. Critics argue that reducing the number of aircraft stationed in Europe could embolden adversaries. Supporters counter that a leaner, more agile force structure is better suited to addressing 21st century threats. Regardless of where you stand, one thing is clear: the days of relying solely on legacy systems like the F-15E are numbered. Ultimately, this story is about more than airplanes. It's about people, the pilots who fly these jets, the technicians who keep them airborne, and the communities that support them. For decades, the men and women of the U.S. Air Force have worked hand in hand with their British counterparts to uphold peace and stability. Their sacrifices deserve recognition. Even as the mission evolves, as the F-15E prepares to exit the stage, it leaves behind a legacy of excellence. Its successor, the F-35, carries the torch into an uncertain future. Together, they remind us that progress often requires letting go of the past while embracing the promise of what lies ahead. Thank you for joining me today as we explored the U.S. Air Force's plans to withdraw the F-15E Strike Eagle from the United Kingdom. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Until next time, stay curious and keep looking skyward.